You have mentored or coached people like Rob Moore, Samuel Leeds, Aaron Corey, and lots of successful people out there. I really
in the property market,
recommend
we can go
property
further.
market.
We can say Vince Tam. We've worked with him recently. We've had Paul Preston. There's all the
there are lots of people, and obviously I've been to the program as well myself.
Yes, you have, and you've done very well, sir. Well done. You've done exceptionally well.
Transform my presentation skill, transform my business, transform everything around me. So thank you for doing that. But what was your reason to start a business like that?
Well, again, it's like honestly, it's the same answer. I was just inspired by Robbins, and I saw that business opportunity, and obviously because I had a little bit of assistance from Darren, because obviously Robbins doesn't teach how to run that kind of a business. He just teaches personal development in essence, because that's his game. So that obviously he understands the mechanisms behind it, but he doesn't teach it. So I went to somebody who actually did teach it. And, because I'd already done, while I was at Churchill as a salesperson, I had evolved into becoming the sales trainer. I did feel that I had a little bit of, maybe some skill in this area. It was very raw and undeveloped, but at least I'd got past the fear of public speaking because I'd done it a few times. So it wasn't, something that I was, wanting to stay or move away from and had fear around, far from it. But obviously, I just saw the business opportunity, I think, of doing a presentation that, in essence, in itself added value. Because you go to a UPW event, Unleash the Power Within, as far as the business is concerned, that's the forerunner to get people into the next event, which is Mastery University. Yeah. But the UPW event in and of itself is of enormous value. And so what I wanted to do is to give people enormous value in a free presentation, way more value and spend. And that's what you've got to do is, if you really want to create raving fans, if you want to get people, queuing up, for example, to be, to get your help and to be your next clients, then you have to give so much value, way more than they would possibly expect. Yeah. To the point they're going, wow, this stuff is just amazing. Because, today in the marketplace, if we go back to early 90s, beginning 2000s, we're talking about the events industry, let's call it that, of this way of doing a pitch or a sale, was so much in its infancy that there were really only a very small number of players who are doing anything relating to the kind of thing that you do or I do today. Yeah. And so that was good for me in the beginning, because I was able to jump in early and claim my space. I've been doing this over 20 years. But equally at the same time today, it's better today in some respects, because, I don't have to go to Leeds, Birmingham, Dubai, Australia to go and do those free events locally. I can do it, from a virtual event experience. Yeah. And of course, there's, I didn't have the advantages of back in the day of Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, etc. So I was doing adverts in all the local newspapers, all the free local newspapers around London, for example, to promote an event, a free event in London. Or I was putting radio adverts on LBC radio. And they are very untargeted and very expensive. And there's no way to know if they actually are going to work. You just got to spend the money and give it a go. Whereas today, it's so much easier to market yourself using those channels. I mean, the opportunity today to broadcast out to a wide marketplace is there, but also the opportunity to broadcast out to a narrow marketplace is also now available to us all. But that's also the problem. It makes it easy for new entrants to get in. Yeah. Which means you can get in, but the problem is it's also, there's lots of choice and people have seen it. There's nothing sort of novel about it. Yeah. Therefore, the only thing that's going to make a difference is a few things. Number one, the quality of your performance. So the quality of your presentation skills, your storytelling ability, your ability to engage an audience for long periods of time. Because if you can only engage an audience for a short space of time, 10 or 15 minutes before you start or they start becoming somewhat bored or ambivalent to your message, then they're never going to become a raving fan, because they're not going to spend enough time with you for them to become sort of woven into your way of doing things. They're not going to have that kind of connection. I always say the longer time people spend with you, the more money they'll invest with you. So you have to upgrade your presentation skills enormously. And especially if you're doing it online, because some people are very good in person, they can present in person, but they kind of go a bit to pot when they're presenting to a camera. So that's a new skill as well. So that's why we teach in our virtual events, the free ones, which are amazing by themselves. We teach people how to do that, how to construct that type of presentation and how to perform it. And of course, those that watch that event and say, yeah, I want to progress. What's the logical next step? Then they end up as you did in our public speakers university 4-day program. Just finished one yesterday, which we typically run them once.
Amazing program, by the way. It would blow your mind away if you ever choose to join it. It's amazing.
Well, I think, people come, rightly so, to learn, how to become a better presenter, to present for profit and use it as a vehicle. But what they find out is when they get there, that it's a bit more than that. It's a physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial gym that you're working out in for 4 days whilst you build it. Because, you and I, and pretty much every entrepreneur, is in the business of change. Because your target market, the reason they want you or may need you is because they don't want to be over here, they want to be over there. They want to implement some kind of change. Here's the point. You cannot really, you can't, with all sense of honesty, sell someone your target market on making a change if you personally aren't also willing to make a change. Absolutely. You have to constantly embrace change in your own life. Otherwise, you're asking people to do something that you're not consistently willing to do. And so, therefore, for you to become for you to become the person they have as a raving fan, for you to become the choice that they would logically make to take them to the promised land of gain, then you also need to constantly keep on embracing change. And for some of us, that's not easy because change is never easy. But inevitably, you as that new service provider, you've got to constantly upgrade your beliefs around money, time, around your health and vitality, around your energy, and also your beliefs around other people. All of us are carrying baggage of some kind, right? We've all got a knapsack on our back here somewhere of some kind of baggage. And so the Speakers University is also about reducing the heaviness of some of that baggage that you might have been carrying around. Because in the end, what is a business? A business is designed, the business owner has to be willing, open, and ready to take care of strangers. Because your clients, you don't know them before they meet you. And the business is designed through a service or through its products to serve and to help strangers to solve a problem or get better results. And so if you're not able to take care of yourself, what chance have you got of having enough wherewithal about you that you could actually additionally take care of strangers as well? So being a great business owner means constantly taking care of yourself so there's more of you to better take care of other people. And when it comes to presenting and public speaking, that's even more so the truth, because if you stand in front of an audience, live or virtual, so not only have you got to be present for them, right? Because in the essence, that is what a presentation should be doing. The idea is to be fully present. When you stand in front of that group of people, you can't in any way, shape, or form in your mind, you must not need their validation. If you need them to sort of make you feel good in order for you to feel that you have the right to stand there and share, then unfortunately that's all going to fall apart. You have to have enough stronger convictions in yourself and in what you believe to be true, and in the things that you're teaching them to do. You have enough conviction in those things that you share those in a way that you sell those ideas to them, that you sell the idea that you can help them. Because if you're transmitting the idea that you need them to fill your cup up of self-worth in order for you to feel good about yourself, well, then they're never going to see you as someone that can help fill up their cup. That means they can overflow and get the results that they want.
Wow. I like that answer. I've been writing down notes here. Absolute gold, giving, adding value. I really love that. So for someone, because some of our audiences here, we are people that have got online businesses, doctors, accountant, lawyers, and some managers. Talking to these people now, if these people are looking to start to promote or want to serve in a wider way, what advice do you have for someone like these people that are just starting out in kind of educating people what they do?
Well, look, a few things. If you're an employee or a partner in a company, for example, it's not really your company that you own. Well, firstly, you have intrinsic value in and of yourself. You're knowledgeable, you've got great know-how, you have great experience. The easiest transition to make into the world of business is to stay in the industry you're already in, unless you've fallen out of love with it. That's different. But if you've got loads of experience in that marketplace, then why not teach that experience to others? Because you either leverage your knowledge by doing the thing that you do, or you leverage your knowledge by, yes, doing the thing that you do, but also now teaching what you do. Because teaching, of course, is a highly leverageable way of leveraging that knowledge, because sometimes you can only serve one to many with the thing that you do, but you can actually teach, sometimes you can only serve one to one with what you do, but you can teach it one to many. So I'll give you 3 examples. So, here's a good example. So business owner, dentist, Manish. Now he teaches the business of dentistry to other people. Hairdresser creates own salon. Yes, that's one way of leveraging knowledge by having a salon. But now she now teaches other salon owners how to better run their salon. So if you're already a business owner, then the great thing you can do is teach people how to do what you do effectively. You might argue almost creating your own competition, but you shouldn't worry about that, because the world's an enormously big place. And you'll primarily be teaching people not in your exact location. But if you're not a business owner and you are someone that works as an employee, then it's about doing this. It's about, okay, how do I become the business owner of this particular business? And then my concern then becomes, okay, well, how do I generate new business? Well, we're back into the same argument we were talking about earlier. Teach through virtual events what you know, and invite people then to take a logical next step to become a client of yours. So it's actually relatively easy, but the skill that you have to develop is the ability to extract out of your head what you do. Like if you're going to teach someone what you do, you've got to extract all of your experience out of your head, and you have to turn it into a cohesive, easy to follow methodology that anybody could learn step, or, let's say action steps 1 versus action steps 2, 3, 4. And you need to turn that into a model, a best practice model or framework of how, how anybody becomes an expert in this area. And then what you do is you teach around that. So you put a virtual event on initially that showcases it and gives like the overview of that solution. And then you're selling people after that some kind of workshop. Ours is 4 days, could be 3 days, where they come and get the deep dive on that. Does that make sense? And then if they go further, as you've done as well, to join our academy, then you give them sort of the year-long hand-holding support, implementation advice, feedback, etc. And they get like a year plus of help from you. And that's you could be a business owner with that. And you could be just you, there may be a few part-time support staff, maybe some commission-only salespeople. But even if it was just you, you could easily do 1 to 2 million a year in revenue with that style of business, and still only just be you. If you wanted to get to about 4 to 5 million, you probably need a team of 5 people in total that are on your payroll. And the rest of them, you might be just commission only salespeople, for example, maybe a few people to do the mentoring for you, to give the feedback. And those mentors, where do you find them? Well, normally they're your past clients who've been through your programs and know the system, and you just give them a little bit of extra income to do the mentoring as and when it's bought and needed, therefore, by your new clients. So it's a very simple model to follow.